That game is trash.
Well, I know it's not the greatest game, but like, it's still fun, right?
Well,
like, what's the big
it's just
deal?
not as good as Melee. It's not as good as all these other games that came before it.
Listen, buddy, listen.
If it came out nowadays, it's trash. Gaming is dead.
Came out past the year you were born, but like seriously, there's nothing.
Yeah, I've never played anything since the GameCube. That's when games were good.
Have you even played anything that's even been out since like?
Yeah,
the
every
GameCube?
game that came out since the early 2000s has been woke, full of DEI, and it's just overall a horrible gaming experience. And anyone who plays them is a horrible person.
It's just Smash Brothers.
Yeah, in case you couldn't tell, this video is going to be talking about grifters, mainly gaming grifters. Cause yeah, I got some stuff to say about them. So what is a grifter, you may be saying? Well, there's quite a few definitions of a grifter. From what I've gathered, is essentially some old dude.
Oh, my leg!
At least like someone at least at the millennial Gen X age that hates anything involving video games, whether that be because of woke DEI content and big quotation marks. I'll get into that later. But most of the time, it's just because a game came out within, like, you know, the modern years. Or here's a better example, Street Fighter 6. I'm not the greatest at Street Fighter or really any fighting games. I mean, I'm good at Smash Brothers and occasionally Mortal Kombat, but this is a different story. Street Fighter, I'm not the greatest, but I have huge respect for it. I love it as a game. So why is it, whenever I see people online talking about games, they always complain about them? So I gathered a few of the most well-known gaming grifters so I can just discuss why their points make absolutely no sense. First off, I'm probably going to start off on probably the most infamous one, at least recently. Grums on Twitter. Sorry, I mean X. He's on X. I will never call it X. That is the most stupid name. But yeah, basically he just posts random things. You know, sometimes he posts stuff on movies and other just political stuff, which is whatever. But then his hot takes on games are just... Also, I just want to say, this video's been in the works for a couple months now, and just want to say, if anything's outdated... But yeah, anyways, yeah, some of the most notable key points was him absolutely going just crazy over Assassin's Creed, the new Assassin's Creed game. I've never really played Assassin's Creed, so I can't really form an opinion on it, but he was saying that it's like absolutely the worst game ever, and he was just getting absolutely flamed for it, which honestly, kind of well deserved. But you know, this is kind of old now, considering this is in freaking July now that I'm recording this part of the video. Again, so sorry this video is taking too long. It's just because I've been super busy, and then I lost motivation, you know, midway through making this. But don't worry, I still got more to talk. So anyways, you know, just recently, we have Ghost of Yotei, the sequel to the Ghost of Tsushima game that was super popular that came out in 2020, right? Everyone's super excited for it. Well, except for a few people on Twitter, because they think that the game is woke and won't do good for, well, it's because they don't like how the main character looks. Yeah, this is also just a plug to just go to my Twitter because I have, like, no followers, and honestly, I just really need to grow that platform. But anyways, my point still stands. Stellar Blade takes place in post-apocalyptic Earth. Not a set time period, but, like, way out there in the future. While Ghost of Yotei takes place in feudal Japan with samurais. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's going to be different styles of women in between those two very distinct time periods. Also, the main character in Yotei don't even look that bad. I'm just going to say that. So essentially, these people just hate women because they're gooners and can't pull. A bunch of gooners that because, yeah, buddy, your opinion on Tifa Lockhart's going to definitely make you more attracted to the ladies. And this is just a side tangent, but, like, I don't understand why these people, like, hate it when there's a female lead in a game, as if, like, Lara Croft doesn't exist. Like, these people hate on The Last of Us Part 2 because of Ellie, as if she wasn't literally one of the main characters in the first Last of Us game. This is coming from someone who hasn't played any Last of Us content or watched the show, so please don't hate on me for this take if I'm completely wrong. And for me, I think the funniest, like, post from this same account that was talking about how Yotei is woke, is making stickers of, quote, Gooner-approved video game characters, which is just hilarious. No. The funniest part during this whole thing is this guy does not know what the term Gooner means. He thinks Gooner is, like, some, like, slur that the liberals came up with to make fun of people who want, like, sex appeal in their games, which is not what Gooner means. But that's what they think it means because they're so uneducated that they probably huffed paint fumes when they were a child, and that's how their mind works. And then here's a side note. I actually replied to this thread on Twitter saying that that's literally not what it means, and I said what it actually meant, and then this comment showed up telling me that apparently I was the wrong one. The sad part is all three of these people pay for Twitter, and they also probably let their card ringer bing at them 20 times. Alright, I think I got enough in me for maybe, like, more of these grifters. You know what? I already teased a bit the intro. Let's talk about Andy Pants.
That I've grown since then, and I've moved on from former views.
Yeah, you've moved on from the Xbox console warrior grift to the 100%. Anti-LGBTQ grift.
Sure, if that's what you want to call it. Have you?
That's what it is, man.
Now, this was the part I was dreading making, because now I have to watch and listen to a bunch of Andy Pants content, which essentially is just him acting like the Joker, except well, but instead of having good points on society because he's like a lower class member, no, he just hates it because they don't agree with his 1940s way of thinking. And before I dive into him, I have a couple things I want to say. Andy, by the very rare chance that you see this video, first of all, I want to say, what are you doing with your life? You decided you're going to come over to this small YouTube channel's account, and you're going to just start bombing it. Well, I appreciate the support, but I think I can handle it without your help. And secondly, if by any circumstance the things in this part offends you, I'm sorry, but you are now a snowflake. Now this picture, what's really funny about this picture is that on the left they have a picture of Doom Guy from the most recent Doom game, The Dark Ages. And then he just threw in John Marston, which is really funny because in literally the first game, not even counting the second game, which takes place earlier, he fully embraces what the turn of the century has to offer.
Plans. See, I already have a life. Well, I had one and I'm trying to reclaim it. Or maybe what you could say is I had two, and I'm trying to end one of them so the other can survive.
You do so love to talk in riddles, Mr. Marston. Do you do that, I wonder, as a substitute for having anything interesting to say?
Probably, Miss McFarlane.
Which is not what Dutch and Javier and Bill do. They want to still live their life as an outlaw, and they all end up getting killed for it. And then you have the whole intro, which has its own stuff that goes with my point, but you get what I'm saying. And then we have this one saying, well, we had a good run because in the Battlefield 6 trailer because there's a black character in it. As if Battlefield 1 doesn't feature the Harlem Hellfighters, a real African-American group from World War I and World War II. Like, at this point, just say you hate black people and move on. At least if you're being openly racist, you're not, like, hiding behind these little barriers. But don't worry, Andy has his own thoughts about Yotei. And guess what? Our old friend Yorch Torch Games shows up as well to make a little cameo. Yeah, then there's that bottom comment yapping about how apparently the main character should have been a man. As if, like, I don't know, again, Tifa Lockhart, Aerith from Final Fantasy VII, Bonnie McFarlane from Red Dead Redemption 1, Lara Croft that I already said in this same video, Sadie Adler from Red Dead 2, like, again, well, yes, the only one that's a main character is Lara Croft. All of them are very big side characters that you can either play as in terms of the remake of Final Fantasy VII, or have various missions with and partner up with, as in with Sadie Adler and Bonnie McFarlane. You know what? I've been playing some Fire Emblem. Throw in Lyn from the Game Boy Advance Fire Emblem game. I don't care. And if you're wondering why I didn't go into Andy Pants' videos, it's because they're all literally the exact same thing, except I have to listen to it and it's longer. And then I found this list, which is it's like top 10 favorite games, and honestly, it's really funny. Number 1, Super Metroid. You play as a woman in that game, but you probably didn't realize that because she's in power armor, and you only really find out when you beat the game if you haven't played the original Metroid, which I'm going to guess you probably haven't beaten Metroid before because you probably suck at it. Number 2, we have Fallout New Vegas, which again is a really funny pick because it's a very political game, probably the most political game I've ever played, and if you ever played it, essentially, you have to figure out which political ideology is the best to rule the wasteland. Then we had number 3, Halo 3, that's you know, it's whatever. Same goes for Gears of War 1. And then we have GTA 5, which is another really funny one, because Elon Musk originally said that he hated that game because you could kill cops in it, which is the entire point of GTA. You're supposed to commit crimes and go against the government. Sounds kind of woke to me, buddy. And then the rest is kind of whatever, but Call of Duty 4 was really funny to me because, again, this was in the early age of Call of Duty, so, you know, it's the good ones, it's the pro-government ones, it's the less woke and all that ones, when literally in the next game in the series, you commit no Russian, get caught, the U.S. gets blamed for a war, and then you literally have to kill a United States military leader, and then you end up pretty much becoming a terrorist to the state. Well, that was fun to make, and by fun, I mean miserable, because I never want to have to look up grifters again. I don't understand how these people still have a platform, and how they enjoy their life when all they do is complain. Well, I had my fun. I'm tired of this. Sorry for the long wait. Again, I thought this was going to be a pretty easy video, and then it took me like a month, and then a couple more months, and I'm sorry. I just been super busy. Again, I lost motivation, but here we are. Also, I just want to say, school's about to start up for me, so if this video took long enough and I had the entire summer, I apologize for what's going to happen later. But other than that, I don't really have much to say. I'm kind of carrying on this intro. My freaking hair is just not cooperating with me. I'm tired. See ya, I guess. I don't know.